Hello, welcome back to this week's episode of Content Classroom. As you'll notice, I am wearing the same t-shirt as I did last week. Reason for that? Quite simply, I batch record content. I've created 2 newsletters in a row while I'm in the mood to record things. Take note, use it yourself. This week's episode, I want to talk to you about how to showcase your experience, your success stories, and your knowledge without coming across like you're bragging. Because a lot of people, especially British people, we worry about being humble, we worry about being simple and not really bragging about what we do. I have some fantastic American clients who are very good at telling their own story, sharing their credibility and expertise. And I want to kind of leverage some of that to help the rest of you who might be a bit more shy, introverted, or just more British in nature, to help you get it out there. So it's not, first of all, it's not about bragging, right? That's not what we're here for. And I'm sure that you're all conscious of that. But if you catch yourself bragging, it's not about you. And this is where the important mind shift is: make it about them, make it about your audience. So it's very easy to tell a story where you've been successful, where you've managed to achieve something fantastic. But instead of telling it about you, tell it about the client that you had or the person that you worked with and the impact on everyone else, not the feelings that you had. So, for example, if you're telling a leadership story, make it about the person that you were leading, the team that you were leading, or the people that were leading you, and how that made them feel, or how the situation impacted on them. By shifting the focus away from you, it moves the focus back onto them. It stops to feel like you're bragging, and it starts to feel like you're genuinely sharing your knowledge. I'm sure a lot of you have most of this down pat. The most important thing that I can say to you in terms of perfecting it is to make it a story. And that's what a lot of us forget about. We want to share a case study, for example. I had this client, we generated X number of leads for them, or I transformed their business and now they're much more efficient and happy in their life, right? So focus in on the whole story. Give that client a name, even if it's not their real name. Set the scenario before you got involved. Tell people how they were feeling, what was going on, what were their struggles, what were their challenges. Really create an image in people's mind as to how they were getting on. Then tell them what triggered them to come to you, what triggered you to work together, and why that happened in the first place. What was that transformative moment? Explain how the client felt while you were working with them. And as you're doing that, you're kind of dropping in what you do, what your processes are, what your services are, how you help people. But it's not about those products and services. It's about how that client was dealing with you, supporting them. And then the end outcome, when you're discussing that, focusing on how that made the client feel. They were relieved. We got rid of this massive problem that we had in our life, and the tension went out of me, and weight was off the shoulders, and family life was much happier, and all those sorts of really good feel-good things. Because a story should be about emotions and how we feel, because we remember emotions. That's what a good story does. All of the best stories are a play on emotions. And it's not you dressing it up as something else. It's not about exaggerating. It's about telling the real story, but helping bring it to life for people instead of focusing in on facts and narratives that really don't help people understand. And once you do that, you learn to teach them how to resonate with what you do or not resonate with what you do. And that is how you attract clients or push clients away, because it's not the sort of impact that they're looking for. There are some key elements to storytelling, which I'll try and build out a little bit more in the actual newsletter itself. But if you've got any questions on that, give us a follow, give us a subscribe. I do a lot of storytelling in what we do. And remember, the story doesn't have to involve good guys, bad guys, and drama. But there are good guys and bad guys in everything that we do. So, a bad guy might be the challenge itself. Good guy could be the resolution that you provided. But it's about how you share that story that really gets it over to your audience. All right, I will speak soon. See you next week on Content Classroom.